Good evening, you're watching Fiji Today. The Malaysian government has offered to help Fiji make more money from native land. Chief Minister for Sarawak State in Malaysia, Penya Shri Haji Abdul Taib Mahmud, paid a courtesy call to the Prime Minister Commodore Bainimarama this afternoon. The Chief Minister told Commodore Bainimarama that a land management system developed for Malaysia could work to reap more income from the native land in Fiji.
When the two leaders met, Chief Minister Mahmud talked about a new land management system they introduced in Malaysia this year. Basically, the system looks at developing native land, amassing an income from idle land without removing native ownership rights to the land. Chief Minister Mahmud says the management plan maximizes returns from idle native land, boosting the national economy. Chief Minister Mahmud invited a Fijian delegation to visit Malaysia and observe the system at work.
I have in Sarawak been able to produce a formula whereby I can forge partnership between native and non-native on a very fair deal basis, sharing of profit that is based on actual economic returns. So I think in Fiji probably you have a lot of land which is owned by the native. I think maybe if the Fijian wants to have this developed, it can probably use some of this formula, because exact exact adoption may not be probably the best thing, but I'm willing to offer some of the government staff here to work with us for a certain number of months, so as to be able to observe our system and see whether they can apply some of the formula that we have adopted to be applicable in Fiji. I hope that will probably our contribution towards a more harmonious Fiji development of the future. Okay.
Commodore Bainimarama says the land bank was serving the purpose in Fiji.
And now we have a land bank.
Good, thank you.
It's done, looked after by the Ministry of Lands.
Yes.
And the lease is for 99 years.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And there's a lot of unused land now.
Yes.
In that land bank, and people are taking advantage of it.
Yes.
They're coming in to lease it.
Chief Minister Mahmud flew out of the country for Australia this afternoon.
Pacific health workers will spend the next 4 weeks brainstorming on ways the big non-communicable disease problem can be controlled. One of the solutions is for improvements to primary health care in preventing NCDs. 14 Pacific Island countries are part of the primary health care program that was launched at Hoodless House in Suva this morning.
Like a killer wave, non-communicable diseases are claiming more Pacific Islanders day by day. In fact, 6 out of 10 lives die because of an NCD. More still will die from common NCDs like cancer, diabetes, heart disease and lung problems. Senior representatives from the Pacific Islands, doctors and nurses will over the next 4 weeks find out ways they can communicate the significance of NCDs.
We're coming together and we're going to provide a lot of information about non-communicable diseases that they're facing, whether it's cancer or cardiovascular disease or diabetes or hypertension. A lot of information is going to be given to them, and some practical things that they can take back to their countries to try and start educating people about the significance of non-communicable diseases. It's a great frustration to me that here in Fiji, for example, there are so many people who are dying, and probably some in their late 40s or early 50s. Many people are going to die at a younger age than their parents. We have a significant problem, and we've got to really start thinking of different ways of communicating to people.
The workshop is funded by the Korean government. Lecturers from Seoul National University are part of the teaching team.
Prioritizing primary healthcare is very important. And for Samoa, as using the funder-provider model of healthcare, it's very important. What I mean is that community-based first-line treatment or your primary care plays a major role in preventing these diseases. And of course, 30% of the adult population in Samoa are diabetes, so putting preventive measures will help a lot and save a lot of costings at the end.
2 senior Sri Lankan legal officers joined the bench after they were sworn in by President Ratupeli Nailatikau in a solemn ceremony at Government House this morning.
The appointment of another 2 legal officers signifies the commitment of the Judicial Department in ensuring the smooth and efficient delivery of justice for all Fijians. Today, Sri Lankan Rajaratnam Suresh Chandra was sworn in as Justice of Appeal of the Supreme Court, while fellow countryman Janaka Bandara took oath as a resident magistrate. Both were accompanied by the Chief Justice Anthony Gates and the Chief Registrar Irani Arachi during the official function. Over the past few years, the department has been hiring judges and magistrates from Sri Lanka and Fiji to improve court systems and processes.
Join us again after the break.